Welcome to this tutorial on how to set up Mocha for your JavaScript projects. Mocha is a popular JavaScript testing framework that makes it easy for you to write and run tests on your code. Okay, so I'm starting with an Express app that I've created here. Just a simple, just has a simple form, and you can write something to it, sign a petition, and it adds it to this table. Pretty simple. But first we're going to have to install Mocha. So we're going to run npm install -g Mocha. The -g means that it's global, so it's going to install it for your entire machine, not just this project. Okay, and then what we're going to want next is to actually navigate to the directory of our project. And we're going to want to do npm install -- save dev mocha. And what that means is that it's going to actually set it up in your package.json. It'll set up Mocha as a dependency. Yep, here it is. All right. So next, something that you might run into when you run Mocha is here. Let me set it. This was my default when I first started to run Mocha, and I ran into this huge, horrible error. It's not digitally signed. You cannot run this script in your system. And this is common with Mocha. Don't worry about it. But the way to fix it is to set your execution policy for the current user, and just copy this code as you see it, to unrestricted. Now this is kind of a security issue later on for your machine, so make sure you set it back to all signed afterwards. But in the meantime, you can set it to unrestricted so that Mocha can run properly. And if you ever want to check that, just run git execution policy, and you'll be able to see your current execution policy. So moving on. Because it's unrestricted, we can now run Mocha. That horrible error is gone. It says no test files found for tests. So what it's looking for is a test.js file. But I've actually put it in a test directory. So what you can do for Mocha to tell it to actually run in a directory is you just give it as your second argument in your command. And there we go. We'll worry about this later, but this means that you're running your test directory. Okay? So let's say that we make a test file, just a new test file. We are going to want to set up something like this. We're going to want to require Mocha. And then what we're going to want to do is set up Chai. Now Chai is an assertion framework for JavaScript. And basically, it allows you to assert conditions for your test, and it'll say whether they pass or fail. So it's kind of a very useful tool to us. So to install it, we're going to npm install chai -- save dev. Okay, and we're going to npm install chai -http -- save dev, and that's a framework for Chai that lets you assert HTTP requests like GET and POST requests and assert that certain conditions are met. So super useful for what we're doing. And as you can see, they're now in the dev dependencies. All right, so if we go back to this new folder, new file, we can go ahead and do const chai equals require chai. Const chai http equals require chai http. And then if we want to test this this app that I have, then I'm just going to require it. So const app equals require. And then if you've set it up differently, then just point to the file. // of course means it's one directory up in app just app. All right, and then yeah, then we're gonna want to have chai.use chai HTTP. That actually lets us use the chai HTTP functionalities. And let's just set up a really simple test. So describe um, my test suite and make a function. Okay. Um, yes. Right now this should have a semicolon. Okay. It and it is how you create a test function in Mocha. So it should pass something basic. And then function. So this is how you describe a test. This is like just the label for the test, and then this is what you're actually going to write your test code. Your test code is going to go in here. And if we write nothing, then it will automatically pass. So if I just run Mocha tests, then as we can see, it works. I can change it here. Oops. So that you can see the changes are reflected. And there it is. Okay, but this isn't very useful. This is testing nothing. It's just showing you that Mocha works. Um, so if we go back to our app.js, oh, let me get rid of the stuff that I had here. Okay, so this was our default app.js. Now, if we want to actually start testing it, then one thing we're going to want to do is export the app so that we can access its properties. So we're going to want module.exports equals app, and that actually allows us to do this. You actually might have run into an error if you tried to run this without this. And then because I have a variable that I want to test, this is signatures. Really could be anything in your app. At the bottom, after it's been defined and all that, I'm gonna do module.exports. The name of your variable. Mine is called signatures, and then just gonna equal signatures so it gets the same name. Okay. We go back here, and we can then import it. Signatures equals app.signatures. Okay. All right. So we're all set to start writing tests. So let's just have a basic test. So my root page just renders this petition. Now I hard coded in the no, I didn't hard code it in. I know for a fact from my EGS file say that I have this header sign the petition. So we're going to test that sign the petition, our header to sign the petition shows up. And that'll mean that it actually got served correctly and it is what we expect. So if we're going to write that test, let's go into our test. Let's do a new describe. I'll just copy it for quickness. Actually doesn't even, you can just make this, sorry, just make it like that. Yep, and then let me just check. It doesn't need a, yeah. Okay, so let's test that the HTML serves us a file containing h2 sign the petition /h2. Okay, technically capital, yeah, that's good. Okay. So let's see. And instead of function, we're going to want done. What that means is, it's actually just to go in here, done. And what that means is that this gets to, oh, I missed a step real quick. 1 second. Okay. Describe this. Um, describe get slash, comma, alright. Yep. And this needs a semicolon. Okay. Describe app.js. Yes. Let me just see how this works. Okay, missing a parenthesis after the argument list. What am I missing? No. Oh, okay. Let me just keep writing the test real quick. See if that fixes it. Dot get slash dot end error response. Res.text to include, and then here's where we'll include this HTML element that we want. Okay, so it tests that this works. Okay, comma, parenthesis done. Oh, I see. Yep, gotta have that. Okay, run it. Missing parenthesis after arguments list, line 17. Oh, first off, I need done. Okay. And, this parenthesis. This parenthesis should go here. Yep. Sorry, so it's a bit of a pain to set up your parentheses. Just make sure that everything that you have is getting enclosed. Now you can see my IDE actually listed that as red since I didn't have it, so good to know. But I'm colorblind. Anyways, what have I done here? Sorry, wasn't explaining it super well. But child request.app.get. So what that means is that you're requesting the app to get you the home page, the root page, which is just a slash. You can make that, anything else. Like if you're like your route, which is like slash submit, you could put that in. But then you have that. Then you have the dot end. That means that it's waiting for the response. You're getting in the error and the response. You're checking, you're making the anonymous function to use chai expect. You want the response.text, which is just basically the body of the entire HTML page, .to, .include, and we put in the HTML element that we're expecting, the header to for sign the petition. And then we have to say done at the end because it's not instant, so you want it to not be checking immediately as soon as it's running. You want it to actually wait for it to be served back the HTML page. That's why you need that. Okay, and as you can see, we ran it, and it's labeled get slash, and it has a check mark. That means that it works. Now, if we had something like, if we expected something that doesn't exist, we'll get a failure, and that's what a failure looks like. So keep that in mind.